We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. All techniques are to grow in awareness. Indeed, life is a journey to go into awareness. It is a moment to moment test to grow in awareness. Birth is not in your hand. Death too is not in your hand. Certainly, the space between birth and death can be in your hand. You can live, if you can live moment to moment, you can decide how your end has to be. Only it will be decided the way you are growing in awareness. Let me take examples. You are driving on the road. Someone gives you a bad drive. At that moment, are you in awareness? Are you aware? You say things that you are not supposed to do. You see specifically I have seen in Trinidad, vendors are plying their trade on the street. Someone stops in the middle of the road to buy something, and you are at the back. You start honking your horn. Are you aware of this? Number one, that poor man who is vending, trying to make his living by selling something, and it is the very nature of the human beings. They will not come out of their car, park the vehicle, and buy what they need to get. They will stop in the middle of the road and purchase the item that the person is vending. So, at times you also do that. When someone else is doing, you are honking the horn. Is it awareness? At a time, I was told, in order to remove the problem of street vending in busy areas of Trinidad, the government gave them the opportunity, created a space for these vendors without any rent or anything in a certain area, but no commuter was stopping there, going there to buy. The very human mentality is to stop on the road, middle of the road, obstruct the traffic a little bit, because when you stop the traffic, ceases, and buy. So these vendors refused to go to that area because no commuter was coming there to buy. The very human mentality is to stop on the road, buy a bottle of water, buy a pack of tomatoes or vegetables or something else. So awareness says this is the way things are taking place in a particular area. You must. And even in cities like Washington, I had seen on the busy street, on the side of the road, there are truck vending takes place. They park their food truck and sell their products. So what it is happening, there they are on the side of the road. The vehicles park on the side and then they have to walk in order to get the items. This is the way things are happening. So awareness says that this person is making their living by vending in the middle of the street or on the side of the street through their food truck. So just as you need the item, someone else will need the item. So these opportunities come moment to moment. You consider what you want to do as right. You are living a family life, you are dealing with husband and wife. Each moment an opportunity comes, whether to act out of awareness, and when you act out of understanding, let us use the word understanding, and then you can grow in awareness. Suppose when you was going to work, your wife said, when you are coming back, you buy these things, they are less in quantity at home, or you send a message. But somehow or the other, the person has forgotten, purposely or without a purpose. At that time, what we do? We start digging up the old graves. I know you will not remember, you will forget, because for you other things are more important, not these things. Or simply you can say that, okay, you forget today, so you can get it tomorrow, I will remind you, send you a note. Or you can say, as soon as I reach on the way, I will get it and bring it in the evening. This is out of awareness. This situation has come in. Same thing, before you go to work, you mentioned it to your family member at home that this evening some of our guests are coming, so we want to have a dinner prepared for them. So, okay, when you come home, return, you see nothing is done. You start thinking that she may be busy with talking to someone or doing something, that she did not pay attention, without inquiring what was the reason that this was not done. You start imagining and saying things which are not needed at that time. Whenever a situation comes like this, we say things that are not needed at that time. They are not called for. This is not living in awareness. If you start living moment to moment in awareness, first thing, you are happy, you are going into a different direction, and then you can decide, you can you have the freedom to choose certain things. You will not be living like a mechanical life. Automatically your feet moves towards that. When you are returning or driving somewhere, you are at the steering wheel. Are you aware, or at times your steering wheel turns unconsciously, you are thinking of something else, and then you say, oh, I made a mistake, I took a wrong turn. If you are aware at that moment, then it will not happen. You are already the person you long to be. You are already where you want to reach. You have reached your home already because you have started your journey homewards. You have never left it really. You have always been there. These were the examples that I gave. Now coming back to the life, but dreaming, being asleep. But when you are, as I said, you are already the person you long to be. You are already where you want to be. You have reached your home already. You have never left it really. You have always been there, but dreaming asleep. You can fall asleep here, and then you can dream that, and in the dream you can dream that you can move anywhere. In the dream we dream at times. You can go to hell or to heaven or anything else. Your thought that I am already here is a dream. Have you ever observed that whenever you are in dream, one thing is certain, that you are never in the room in which you are asleep. It always happens. When you are dreaming, you are for sure one thing, you are never in the room where you are sleeping. Have you observed the fact? You can be anywhere else, but you will never be in the same room where you went to lie down. This is the dream sequence. On the same bed where you are, you will never dream that, because you are already there. Because you are already there, so in dream you will think of somewhere else. There is no need to dream about it because you are already there. You are already lying on the bed in your room, so in dream you never dream that you are lying, you are in your room, you are lying on the bed. Dream means you have to trek away. You know, we do the mountain trekking, so we do the trekking. Trekking means you are going somewhere where you have to follow a narrow lane or a path, so you are trekking. You may be sleeping in your room, but you will never dream of this room. There is no need, because you are already there. The mind desires something which is not. So the mind moves from where you are. It may go to London, it may go to New York, to Calcutta, to the Himalayas, to Tibet, to anywhere else. It may go anywhere, but it will never be there where you are in your bedroom. It can be anywhere, but never here. And you are here. So you are here, but you are dreaming that you are somewhere else. This is the case. You are dreaming. Your divine existence is here. The change can happen here, this very moment. But you are somewhere else. Your divine existence is here. How? You are in this moment. When you reach home and you had asked your spouse to do something and she did not. So you are here, but you moved away from this place, gone somewhere else. Start digging up the graves that I know. Always this happens whenever I ask you to do something. You have never time, you never remember. So what had happened? You are here, she is here. Change can take place now. Okay, you did not do it. Let two of us put our efforts and we will work together to have the things prepared. Change can take place that. If such is the approach, then you are living moment to moment. You are growing, and living moment to moment is the essential requirement to grow into awareness. The more you grow into your awareness, the more blissful you are. Bliss is the fragrance of living moment to moment. Bliss is the fragrance of living moment to moment. So you are here, but you are not there somewhere else in the dead past, which is no more there. But you have been, the moment that situation comes in, being living in the moment, you start trekking in the graveyards of the past. And each dream creates a new sequence of dreaming. Each dream creates new dreams, and you go on dreaming and dreaming and dreaming even when eyes are open. All these techniques, all these things that I talk about or I mention from time to time, they are just to make you aware, make you alert first. It's like an alert, a siren. And when you follow that siren, you grow into awareness. To make you alert, and the moment you are alert, you come out of the dream back to the place where you have always been, and that state, to that state that you have never missed, and you cannot miss it. It is always your nature. This is known as your subhav, your nature. It is your very being. So how long can you miss it? You will start growing into awareness. The nature of the man is to be blissful. And bliss is the fragrance of awareness. Awareness comes when you start living moment to moment. And to live moment to moment, the moment a situation comes, a siren alert, siren comes first to alert you. Anytime a stranger intruder enters into a building, immediately a siren goes off. So this siren is an indication that an intruder, a thought is entering you as an intruder. So when the thought is entering into you as an intruder, you have to take precaution. This alerts you that a thought is about to enter your mind. So you stop that. That thought is not entering. You are right there where you have to be. So in that moment, instead of wandering in the meadows or the graveyards of the past, meadows means imagination. You have not started going on a stroll in the meadows or in the graveyard of the past. You are right there where you are. And in that very happening, since you are in that moment, you will start living moment to moment. And as a fragrance of living moment to moment, you grow into awareness. Without awareness, you cannot live in. Without alertness coming, you cannot be in the moment, and you have to be aware. So the whole phenomena is that a non-alert state of mind, non-alert state of the mind is world, sansar, and the alert state of mind is nirvana or awakening. Alert state of mind is nirvana or leads to nirvana. The two things. This is the way and this is the destination. The alert state of the mind is the technique through which you attain to nirvana. And when you attain to nirvana, that is the alert state of the mind. Alert state of the mind. Non-alert, you are what you appears to be. And alert, you are what you are. It is said, Aham Brahmasmi. The Upanishad says, Aham Brahmasmi, I am ever expanding consciousness that you are, but you are unaware of it. You appears to be something different. So the whole question is one of how to change your non-alert state of mind or when you are not alert. The siren is there in a building. There are fire alarms. There are alarms when an intruder enters the building. There are alarms. In the same way, there is a situation that is built in that any moment then an outsider, a thought enters your mind that can deviate you from your moment to moment living or take you towards the unconscious living, but you do not pay any attention. You enjoy that thought. You enjoy the intruder. In a building, if an intruder enters, there is an alert. You do all that is necessary. You call the security. Security comes in. Even if you are not there. If the fire alarm comes in, the moment alarm goes off. So the whole question is of how to change your non-alert state of mind to alert state of mind. So first the alertness the siren of alertness comes to you that an intruder or a situation is coming in. And he said, all right, I will get angry and then forget about the awareness. In that moment you forget about alertness. No, I must get angry first and then I will see about everything else. I will apologize after that. But I am getting angry, I must get angry. How to become more aware, how to get out of your sleep and dreaming state. That is why techniques can be of help. Even an alarm clock can be of help, just as an artificial device, just as an alarm clock. But if the alarm goes on, what happens? It can help you to bring out of your dreaming, but you can deceive it also. Every day you decided that you want to get up early, so you set an alarm. When alarm goes off, you take your hand and put it on that and take it off. You can even dream about it, and then the whole thing becomes falsified. When the alarm goes, you can dream that you make, and you can make a dream around the alarm as well, that I was dreaming that alarm went off. You can dream that you have entered a temple as the alarm goes off, because you decided that the alarm will go off, you will get up and then you will go to the temple. You can dream that you have entered a temple or church, and the temple bells or the church bells are going on. So this alarm, you can make it a temple bells or church bells. Now you have deceived the alarm. You can have broken your sleep, but you can change it into a dream itself. You can make it part of your dreaming as well. If you can make it part of your dreaming, if it can be absorbed into the dreaming process, then it is of no help to you. You can dream anything and then it will look like the dream. It will have become something else. You have entered a temple and the temple bells are ringing. Now there is no need to wake up, because you have considered the alarm as the temple bells, and it is a secret to enter the temple bells, because in the mosque there are no bells. In the church and in the temples there are temple bells or the church bells. Now there is no need to wake up. You have changed the alarm, the real thing, into a dream, and this is what is happening. We convert the real thing into the dreaming state. A dream cannot be disturbed by another dream. So you were dreaming and all of a sudden alarm goes off in the dream. You immediately imagine that these are the temple bells or church bells, so there is no need of waking. So another dream has taken over, and the previous dream that you were dreaming will not be disturbed. It can only be helped. These techniques are all artificial in a way. They are just devices to help you, bring out of your dreaming state. But you can make them also a part of your dream. Then you miss the whole point. Then you miss the point what these techniques can do. Try to understand this because this is very basic. And once you have understood this, these techniques will be helpful to you. Otherwise, you go on deceiving yourself. For example, I say, take a jump into renunciation or initiation. Is it necessary? No, it is a device. When the master tells you something, it is a device. Your old identity is broken when a new name is given to you. There is no need, but it is a device. Whenever you go into the old system or the new system of initiation, you are given a name. When you go to ISKCON, you are given a new name. By changing the name, it is simply a device. There is a big temple of ISKCON being built in West Bengal, Calcutta. It was the grandson of Henry Ford who came in contact with Prabhupada. In 1975, he visited India for the first time, and his name is, the initiated name is Amrish Das. He's basically Ford. He has changed his attire. He spends a lot of time, and he donated $250 million, 250 million rupees for the construction of the temple. So this change of the name, he changes garb from the normal, the three-piece suit and tie and all that, to a particular garb. So changing the garb, changing the name, carrying a rosary in their hands or whatsoever. This is simply to break your old identity. Your old name becomes as if it belonged to someone else. You can look at your past more distantly, detached. This was the life that I have left long ago. Now I am identified by this name. You can be a witness to your previous name and this name. You are aloof. A distance is created from your old past name. I give you at times a new name, then a garb is given. When these people, in ISKCON, they can shave their head, they can keep a row of chandan or the kind of a paste on their forehead. They carry a bag of rosary in their hands. A new name is given, a new garb is given. When in old tradition you are given an initiation, you use a new robe just to create a distance from the past. This is a technique. It is not necessary. It is given to you simply because you continue to identify with your past. But you can make it part of your dreaming as well. Then you will miss the whole point of it, why the name is changed. When a name is given to you, it is because of your potentiality. To remind you always of your potentiality, that when you are going to a function, like you go to a graduation ceremony, you do not keep the garb, the clothes that you are. You have to put on a gown that is given to you at the time of graduation ceremony or the graduation ceremony or convocation, whether you are a medical student graduating in a medical student or an ordinary university or an engineering college or wherever it is. So you have to hide you have to put on the garb over your clothes to make you now your identity is different and everything looks identical. That all these, otherwise your clothes, somebody is wearing a black tie, next one is using the brown tie to match his jacket and so. But when everybody is using the same garb, the same headgear and the gown, so everything looks identical. All these students are graduating in medicine. So they have a different garb, cap, or whichever way it is identified by the university. If the university, in the graduation ceremony, the students of the medical division, the engineering division, the social sciences, the natural sciences, all are graduating simultaneously, but you know that these are different sections. In the army also, different regiments, they are identified by the logo, by their uniform, by the song, the marching song that they play. So you can still think in terms of the old, that the old man, A has taken, let us suppose A has entered into initiation. You feel that I have taken initiation, I remain the old. I, the pronoun, remain the old. I have changed my robe, I have changed my name, but I am still old. But change of name, change of robe are simply to have a discontinuity with the past. Now this technique is just something, if it is just added to the old, it is not a discontinuity. A new name means a different kind of thinking. Now when you have attained graduation in medicine, your thinking changes as far as that profession is concerned. You will not give the prescription just so. You will follow your oath that a medical student takes and how the prescription is to be written. To write a prescription, you must write RX, the name of the patient, and other things. You use the terminology. If a medicine is to be used twice a day, you write BD. If it is 3 times a day, you write QIDS. If it is once a day, then a different symbol is used. SOS whenever needed. So these are the terminologies that are used, which pharmacists understand that. So it is now, earlier on you were not writing. If you have to suggest somebody a medicine, somebody asks you, you just write on a piece of paper. You are not authorized to write the prescription. So if it is still continuing and you have taken the initiation, your old habits is continuing, you have changed your robe, your name, but you have missed the point. The point is not the garb, is not the name, but the change of your old habits. Your past must die slowly and slowly. You must not be old now. You must feel that the old in you has died. That it is the new entity which you have never known before. That it is not a growth of the old. It is a discontinuity from the old. Discontinuity of the old, then the device will be helpful to you. Then the alarm will have worked. This comes like an alarm. It will work and the technique will be useful for you. You are not missing the point. All these techniques are such that you can miss them or you can use them. It all depends. But remember well that the techniques are just techniques. If you understand the spirit, you may become alert even without the technique. We will continue this in tomorrow's session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.